links. All right, today we want to look at a very important question on the board, and it says a transformer is required to give 120 volts from a 240 volt main supply. If the primary has 5,500 tons, how many tons has the secondary? All right, of course, when you look at this question, you will agree with me that the question is coming from a transformer. A transformer steps up the voltage or steps it down depending on the amount of voltage that you want to use for your domestic use. All right. Now, there is a simple relationship between the number of turns because a transformer has coils. All right. It has some windings in the primary section and it also has some windings in the what? In the secondary section. Then there is a relationship between the number of turns or windings from the primary section and then the voltage and then that of the number of windings in the secondary section and then the voltage there. All right, let's use NS for the number of turns in the secondary section, then NP for the number of turns in the primary section, then let's use Vs for the voltage in the secondary section, then Vp for the voltage in the primary section. Then the relationship between these four terms here is that Ns over Np is equal to Vs over Vp. All right, Ns over Np is equal to Vs over Vp. Now, Ns here is the number of turns in the secondary section, and that is what we are looking for. So they said, how many turns has the secondary? So we are looking for Ns, so we represent it Ns, then divided by the Np, which is the number of turns in the primary. From this question, they have given us the number of turns in the primary, which is 5,500. So we quickly represent it here. This is equal to the voltage in the secondary section, which is, they said a transformer is required to give 120 volts from here. This particular one is for the primary because it said 240 volt mains. That is for the primary. And then this 120 volts is for the secondary. So representing it, we now have 120 here. Then the other one, we now have 240. So that is it. So by the time we now compute this, then we'll be able to get the value of Ns. So cross multiplying, when you cross multiply and make Ns the subject of formula, you're going to have that Ns is equal to 120 multiplied by 5,500 divided by 240. All right, this will now give us the answer. Okay, so by the time we compute this, we are going to get 2750 tons. So this will give us the number of tons in the secondary section. So I believe that this helps. Thank you very much and God bless you. Bye-bye.